I'm DJ Steph, and this is VETV.
Everybody and their mama trying to make a club hit. A reader on the street trying to make a dub flip. I'm in the studio recording 24-bit with 1,000 proof of bass and some Frisco hits. It goes.
We're here at the Hunters Point Shipyards with my favorite Bay Area rapper, Eddie K. Eddie K, what it do?
What's going down with you, girl? How you feeling?
Good. Why don't you tell the people a little bit about, you've been putting out music from San Francisco for a long time now.
Been putting it down for a while. Started out dancing with Timor, you know what I'm saying? Then graduated with Eddie Def, you know what I'm saying? Started doing stuff, a little freestyling, then got a little serious, hooked up with Bulletproof Scratch, and then just started making a lot of tapes, just collabing with folks like Sacred Hoop, Z-Man, Strange Face Cats, like my boy Conceit, GURP City. We're doing a lot of stuff with those cats, with boy G-Peck, Thuggy Fresh.
Can you explain what GURP City's all about?
And this is GURP City right here. This is Chico, you know what I'm saying? It's the Mecca, you know what I'm saying? Party capital. This is where it all go down. We go here, you know what I'm saying? That's my second home, you know what I'm saying? When I ain't in Frisco, I'll be out in Chico, and we doing it real big out there. You got cats like my boy Handsome Gorgeous laying it down. You know what I'm saying? Me and DJ Mars take a trip out there and just get busy. That's how we do. I'm working on 2 albums, and I'm working on an Ill Squad compilation, and I'm also working on a GURP City 12-inch project, which is almost finished.
So you're also a DJ, aren't you? I know you buy records.
You know, I got a little arsenal of hits and the cuts, you know what I'm saying? I've been getting records for a long time, you know what I'm saying? My brother got me hipped on it. You know, I used to be in his little crates and messing with it, scratching his records up, so you know, and plus hanging around a gang of DJs, I used to go record shopping with them all the time, so I play anything and everything, and even Bay stuff too. Bay is back, man, you know what I'm saying? Over folks' heads, you know what I'm saying? They ain't really been paying attention to the Bay, but they come out here.
Can't help but pay attention now.
I mean, they see the game and they use it, you know what I'm saying? But they don't want to give it up to the Bay, but folks is really putting in hard work. You see artists really putting in hard work, and it's starting to show now.
DJ Mars, good friend of Eddie K. How did you guys meet?
Ed, we met at Q's.
Yeah.
When I ran into Ed, and that was when I was in high school. Yeah, and he used to buy me beers. got tons of mixtapes out, Brain Language CD. Did a whole bunch of stuff. Turntables by the Bay with Billy Jam. We got a project called Get the Hater, which is kind of in the new tradition of music. We're just combining all types of stuff. We did that with Sacred Hoop and the Dwarves, punk rock band.
So how does one get on GURP?
Oh man, this is how you get on GURP right here, man. Got the what it do's, you know what I'm saying? This is the 3rd Street hookup.
And the Cuddy Bank.
Only in Frisco, where you know what I'm saying?
This will assist you in getting your thing on.
$5
right
bucks. You get you a little hookup. You got the kids cooler, you know what I'm saying? You got the 2 Bacardi Lemons. Then you got the Seagram's gin. Then you got the little extra puckers in there, you know what I'm saying, to get it going good. You hook that up in the cups.
And they taste great, yeah. It's basically a combination of a lot of sugar and about 3 shots of alcohol, you know, and then you drink it in about a half an hour, and it's just like you get revved. This is the Cuddy Bang.
Cuddy Bang.
Yeah. Tanqueray, Seagram's gin, and Bacardi Limon if you're going to be mixing it up yourself. And then the 8-ounce Dole pineapple juice, and you got to go with the Dole.
That's the ghetto stash, yeah.
You know, it's taking it to GURP City. How do you get there again? You know, it's like there's a lot of different concoctions that we drank, and you know, it's like, can you handle it?
Yeah.
Is the question. You know, some people are going to pass out and then end up puking up antifreeze and stuff. You know, but you know, that's what GURP City's about. It's just like, you know, you could act crazy and nobody's going to remember what happened. You know, what happens in GURP City stays in GURP City.
Yeah. Unless you got a camcorder.
outside of Future Primitive Sound headquarters. Let's go inside and talk to the owner, Mark Herlihy, and see what's up with FPS.
I came from the underground hip-hop background, doing like renegade underground parties and stuff, but I also got into the early rave scene. I was really into what they were doing. You know, they had the balls to go out to beaches and set up big generators, and they were applying a lot of cool new technology with video, and their attention to detail, like in terms of like sound and stuff, like you weren't having that in early hip-hop parties. Like it'd be like 3 dudes organizing in a basement, you know, like the thing you had to worry most about was honestly security. Like a lot of hip-hop DJs at that time weren't getting big play in clubs, right? They were, you know, I'm talking about Cuba, you know, world champion DJs, you know? And I was seeing like how these English DJs, how these big rave DJs were getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, to play, and they had half the skill, right? But they had the sensibility of rocking a crowd, right? Which a lot of the early turntablists, that's not really what was going on. I tried to bring all the worlds together. I tried to bring the technology into it by applying video, filming our own stuff that was street-based, and then the next step was to kind of pair the DJs to make it more of a party rocking thing. One DJ concentrating on the mix, and another DJ concentrating on improvising and stuff, which worked a lot more. You know, it was like something like, hey, this might be cool, and it like worked better than I ever expected, and a lot of people really took to it. I'm trying to take you into a world. If I could like feed you stuff that would make sense with what you were listening to, and like, you know, and I get you, like I said, you know, like whatever, I do whatever I can. Like I like to create whole environments, you know, and that's what I was trying to do early on. And that's really what inspires me, you know, is kind of being like the director behind a whole environment. And so that's where naturally the live painting came in, and like we'd do like installations inside the place. And people actually told me that we should record it because what was going on was new, you know? Yeah. And we just got lucky and got a really crazy set, and like the crowd was so loud it got recorded into the turntable styluses, you know, and it was a really cool night. The first release, underground release, was Cut Chemist and Shortcut Live at the Future Primitive, Volume 1. That followed up with Z-Trip and Radar Volume 2. That release was doing well for a mix CD, you know, which I considered, and that's really when I started thinking about the label, like seriously, like because I considered those 2 releases, it was just like a party rocking CD, you know, and I really wanted to take that step into building new artists, like actually getting compositions, like real compositions, like standards for this music, you know, and just developing artists, because I think that's what a real label would do. The first time we took on an artist was like Romanowski, in terms of like developing from the ground up, and the great thing about Roman is he kind of embraces all the principles of what we're about. Like he's an artist, really amazing creative visual artist, as well as a dope producer and DJ. The new groove artist. In terms of our residency, Doc Fu, Romanowski, DJ Enki, Rasta Q-Tip.
2 of the mixes I have coming out right now, the Classic Links series, which is basically like a hip-hop 101, showcasing how we're linking hip-hop tracks, say with samples, with the originals, and the hip-hop tracks are sampled from. Also, we have the reggaeton mixes, which is with the other reggaeton mixes, they're kind of focusing on the popular tunes and kind of like the commercialization of it. I'm staying strictly to the roots and trying to cover the basis from earlier on and making it a timeline to make it a timeless reggaeton mix. We're looking at doing some tours in the Philippines, doing some stuff in Japan.
So we're gonna do big things. Hopefully, you keep on track, and we'll show you a good time.
Hello, this is DJ Roz Q representing the Future Primitive Sound crew, San Francisco. It's a very, very jazzy rendition of these recordings by Henry Mancini. Very, very Brazilian samba, namely the theme for the Pink Panther, Peter Gunn theme, and some other recordings. This is a very, very rare record. This is the original pressing I got on a trip to Sao Paulo, Brazil. I actually was fortunate to accompany a very, very popular DJ in Sao Paulo named DJ Zagon. And I was actually let into a back room where it's very, very hard to find records. And so I was very, very fortunate to get this one. As we look on the back, the artists include Serinho on the stand-up bass, Juantel Branco, who was the conductor, Edson Maciel and Manuel Horacio Astor Zanacha on the horns, and Salvador on the piano. This is a very, very rare record and one of my favorites.
We're standing in front of the world-famous Groove Merchant record shop. Let's go inside and talk to the owner, Cool Chris.
I grew up in Los Angeles. Probably my junior high school years, I got into pretty much a steady diet of hip-hop and reggae. Around that time, I met this guy named Philip Lehman. Showed me that, like, it's just not an album cover that could lead you to think that a record's a great, funk piece or something, but, to look a little deeper. Around 91 or 92, I started DJing in the LA area, and I was meeting other like-minded people collecting the same things as me. I kind of got into collecting soul and jazz just from learning about samples and stuff from rap records. And then around 94, I moved up here. When I come up here, it was always like the first place I'd stop. It just so happened that this guy Andrew was leaving, Andrew Jervis. And a spot opened at the shop, and I needed a job, and lucked into it. Mike and Jody, the original owners, were running Ubiquity Records and Love and Hate out of the shop, and that was really starting to take off. They decided to sell the shop, and at the time I was about 25, and I just couldn't afford buying the shop. They actually offered it to me. So I managed it for about 2 years for this guy named Wyatt, and it's kind of a hard shop that doesn't really allow a middleman, so he ended up getting tired of it, and he sold it to me in '97. So I've actually been here like going on 12 years, a long time, I'm an old man. It's always been a jazz and soul shop, kind of an emphasis on collectible records. A lot of Latin music, Brazilian music, disco, and then when I started managing the store, I brought in a lot of 12 inches, hard to find rap. The store's remained pretty much the same since it opened in '89. Most stores rely on what comes through their door and sold to them. Almost everything here I've either traveled for, I've traded with some guy in Finland or Japan. So I have a guy that flies to Africa and comes here like 3 times a year, and we trade Fela Kuti records and things like that. So we really go the extra mile to get things that nobody else can get. Most record stores would throw this in the dollar bin, but I have $150 on it. It's a record from Belize, and these guys do a cover of the Godfather theme with an obnoxious break intro. In certain circles, this is a really sought-after record. We really kind of go after things that are really regional, that never really left the part of the country they came out of, like this. This is another thing, LA Will Make You Pay. It's just a very obscure soul album that very few people, unless they're really clued into soul and collect on a pretty hardcore level, just wouldn't know about. So this is The Whispers. This is kind of a cool record. And
that my copy's really trash.
Yeah, this is a big deal. Killer group on Soul Clock Records. It's a $200 record these days. Yeah, the store's always kind of catered to producers and DJs looking for obscure records. Pete Rock's a regular customer. I see him every year at least. Q-Tip, Biz has been by. West Coast guys, Cut, Fez, Einstein was in last week. We had Robin Williams in a couple months ago asking for Devin the Dude. I thought that was pretty funny. For real, that's a trip. This is Hate Street.
Thanks for watching VETV. As DJ Q used to say, keep vinyl alive. Peace.
These two dudes in front of Don's just start screaming at each other.
Busy ranks, OJ's.
Imagine like an 11, 12-year-old kid who was into rootsy dub reggae.
And the guy pulls MFSB out.
Game tight in Arizona, you know what I'm saying?
I was ostracized in school, you know, like, what are you listening to?
And he goes, motherfucker, son of a bitch.
I can't forget my mom, my grandmother, my uncle, my little brother.